All rise. Veuillez vous lever.
Thank you very much. Welcome, everyone. For the record, I note the presence of the Deputy Prosecutor representing the Office of the Prosecutor, the President of the Assembly of States Parties, the President and Vice President of the International Criminal Court Bar Association, and head counsel in the offices that facilitate the participation of the defense and the victims. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I welcome all of you to the ceremony for the solemn undertaking and commencement of tenure of the new Registrar of the International Criminal Court, Mr. Peter Lewis. On the 28th of March 2018, Mr. Lewis was elected by the judges of the court by an absolute majority as the next president, the next registrar of the ICC. Mr. Lewis succeeds Mr. Herman van Herbel, whose 5-year term of office ended yesterday. The presidency thanks Mr. van Herbel for his service with the court. Mr. Lewis also joins the court to complete a change in leadership in the presidency and the registry. This change marks a shift of focus for the court, a focus on the need to revitalize reflection on the ICC's value to humanity. I invite all of us to join this reflection. Pursuant to Article 45 of the Rome Statute, before taking up his duties, the registrar must make in open court a solemn undertaking to exercise his functions impartially and conscientiously. Today's ceremony is presided over by the President of the Court, under whose authority the registrar shall exercise his functions. I am immensely honored to play that role with the support of the 2 vice presidents and our fellow judges here on the bench with us today. We are pleased to have also the attendance of the leadership of the Office of the Prosecutor, as noted earlier, as well as that of counsel who respectively represent the victims and the defense. These presences today remind us in more than a symbolic way of the constituencies that the registrar has the mandate to serve. Under the Rome Statute, the registrar is the principal administrative officer of the court, responsible for the non-judicial aspects of the administration and servicing of the court. As such, the position of registrar is a key position within our institution. The incumbent is also responsible for facilitating the fullest participation of the defense and the victims in the court's legal processes. Our new registrar brings to the court a wealth of leadership experience in the three areas falling under the registrar's realm of responsibility under the authority of the president, those being court administration, court services, and external operations. For nearly 10 years, Mr. Lewis served as Chief Executive of the Crown Prosecution Service in England and Wales. He previously worked in a number of capacities with the Prosecution Service, including as Director of Business Development, as Chief Crown Prosecutor, and as Crown Prosecutor. Mr. Lewis also chaired the Criminal Justice Efficiency Board of his home country, engaging in reform to improve the efficiency of the criminal justice system there. The presidency trusts that the registry, in particular, and the court as a whole, by virtue of all the stakeholders, will greatly benefit from Mr. Lewis's wide expertise. Not least, in gratitude are we, of course, for his remarkable gift of oral advocacy. I can report to you that he was superbly persuasive during his interview. We shall need that gift to plead our case to the Assembly of States Parties to loosen their purse strings just a little at budget time. Excellences, Mesdames et Messieurs.
Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, today the court is facing several challenges. We also have a great deal of judicial activity underway with a new suspect, 3 trials underway, and several appeals. Under the President's leadership, the new registrar will play an important role in supporting the court in the carrying out of its mandate. Furthermore, the registrar is responsible for several hundred staff members, and he manages a considerable budget. In this regard, the presidency stresses that is necessary to manage the budget in a serious, responsible, and transparent manner.
As I welcome Mr. Lewis to the court, I must also take this opportunity to pay tribute and express our gratitude to all the staff of the court, not only those who Mr. Lewis will lead directly in the registry, but also the staff in the judiciary and in the office of the prosecutor. Often their work is largely unseen and unsung in the roles they play, but much like the bones beneath the skin and the muscle, the structure cannot stand, let alone move well or move at all, without them. I have every trust that Mr. Lewis will refresh their spirit and sense of well-being as they continue to serve this court that is also their own. We will now proceed with the solemn undertaking of Mr. Lewis. It will be witnessed by the President of the Assembly of States Parties, as required by our rules of procedure and evidence. But before we do the solemn undertaking, may I please invite President Kwon to share a few words with us. President Kwon.
Mr. President, Vice President, Your Honors, Mr. Deputy Prosecutor, Mr. Registrar-elect, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I'm honored to participate in this solemn undertaking as a witness in the capacity of the President of Assembly of State Parties to the Rome Statute. As you know, the Rome Statute has entrusted the judges of the ICC with the crucial role of electing registrar. However, the Assembly also plays a role in the process. The ICC presidency submitted the ASP, the short list of candidates for registrar, which the ASP adopted by consensus along with the relevant recommendation on the 14th of December 2017. Subsequently, on the 28th of March 2018, Mr. Peter Lewis was elected as the fourth ICC registrar for a period of 5 years. In this regard, I would like to thank the judges for the expeditious and efficient manner in which they fulfilled their task. Ladies and gentlemen, the day-to-day management of the court in an effective and transparent manner requires specific experience, competence, and understanding. The registrar and the registry as a whole need to be able to provide the required services to the different organs of the ICC and to liaise effectively and regularly with the ASP and its subsidiary bodies in order to ensure efficiency in the conduct of their shared work. This is an arduous and demanding undertaking that requires a capable and qualified mind, able to handle complexity with objectivity and sensitivity. Mr. Peter Lewis has a proven track record of fulfilling the main responsibilities and requirements expected of the principal administrative officer of the registry, the largest organ of this court, with over 600 staff members. As Chief Executive of the Crown Prosecution Service in England and Wales for almost a decade, Mr. Lewis brings a wealth of knowledge and experience in delivering efficient criminal justice services with particular attention to victims and witnesses of crimes. During his career, Mr. Lewis has worked in a number of capacities, including as Director of Business Development at the Crown Prosecution Service, Chief Crown Prosecutor, and as a prosecuting solicitor. Additionally, Mr. Lewis served for 5 years as chairperson of the Criminal Justice Efficiency Board, which oversaw a reform program designed to improve the efficiency of the criminal justice system through a major digital transformation. He has led initiatives to improve international judicial cooperation on asset recovery, a matter which, as you all know, is of current vital importance to the ICC. On behalf of the ASP, I would like to express my wholehearted congratulations on your election to the position of Registrar of our court and to welcome you, Mr. Peter Lewis, to this international family that is fully committed to the fight against impunity. I'm confident that your experience and abilities will enable you to help us consolidate the ICC's key role in the world. To this end, I would like to assure you of the full support of the ASP as you assume your new duties as Registrar of the ICC. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, President Kwon. Now I invite Mr. Lewis to step forward for his solemn undertaking, and at the same time, I would invite the President of the Assembly of State Parties to please stand next to him to witness the undertaking.
I solemnly undertake that I will perform my duties and exercise my powers as Registrar of the International Criminal Court honourably, faithfully, impartially and conscientiously, and that I will respect the confidentiality of investigations and prosecutions.
Thank you very much. Congratulations, Mr. Lewis. If you can please share a few words with us. Thank you.
Mr. President, Vice Presidents, Your Honours, Mr. President of the Assembly of State Parties, Mr. Deputy Prosecutor, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, it's an honour for me to stand here today before you in what is the proudest moment of my career. My profound admiration for the mandate of the International Criminal Court dates back to almost 18 years ago when I participated in the preparatory commission for the drafting of the rules of procedure and evidence of the court. Already then, before the court had even come into existence, I was moved by how the mandate of the court galvanized, support, and united us all to build an institution that worked for victims of atrocities, for fair trial, for justice. I take the duties and responsibilities of the Registrar of the Court very seriously, and it is my deep sense of commitment to this institution that will guide my work during my term. I do not underestimate the challenges ahead, but I am sure that with the support of all of you and the hard work of the staff of the Court, we will continue to ensure the full realization of the Court's mandate.
I thank you for giving me this opportunity to serve the court. I am greatly honored.
Thank you very much, Registrar. That brings us to the end of the occasion. I hereby declare that Mr. Lewis's solemn undertaking pursuant to Article 45 has been done. The court will now adjourn. Afterwards, you may join us at the lobby downstairs for some refreshments. Thank you all.
All rise. Veuillez vous lever.